and we are here to do a live show today. And today's show is going to be all about cathedral beads. Now, cathedral beads are actually the beads that got me into beading. They were the first beads that I was drawn to. And I thought, wow, these are so pretty. I want to do something with them. So today we're going to be looking at cathedral beads and designing with them. So originally this was going to be a personal shopper show where I kind of show you the different beads, talk to you about them as more of like a show and tell. But then once I got my hands on them, I was like, well, I have to make some projects. So I'm going to be designing with them too. And I see we have Michelle in the background. Hello, Michelle. And Dee is here. And Lori, hello. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. And Carol is here as well. Thank you. So I love coming here, and I am live. Now you might be joining us on artbeads.com. You might be on Facebook. You might be on YouTube. Wherever you are, welcome. Please do note if you are on YouTube or Facebook, I can't read your comments in real time, but there's a link to the show. If you want to click on it, it'll take you to the Artbeads website where I can actually read your comments, which is great. Or see those floaty hearts. I just saw some floaty hearts as well. And I see Mary Jane is here as well. And Robin, hello guys. It's good to see familiar names. Well, I want to just show you my beads. I want to flip my camera down and get going right away because I love these beads so much. So let me go ahead and flip the camera real quick. So here we go. They're so pretty. Like I said, these are really the beads that got me addicted to beading and jewelry making because they're just lovely. And hello, Kat and Susie. Hello. Oh, and Hannah is joining us from Iceland. Hello, Hannah. What is your weather like in Iceland right now? I'm very curious. And I see we have Lori from Iowa is here, and we have another, Annette is from Iowa as well. It is fun to see where everybody is coming to us from. Okay. Oh, and Natalie, hello, welcome. First time attending a live class. I love that. Welcome. We do this every day of the work week. So Monday through Friday, there is a live art beads class, and it's all different types of beading and different beads and different designs and different designers, and we just have fun and we play. Okay, so this show is going to be all about cathedral beads. Now, if you're not familiar with cathedral beads, let's take a look at them. And if you don't want to wait for the banner to pop up or for me to talk about something you see on my table, just click on that shopping bag icon and it's going to show you every single thing I'm going to be working with, including my cool beading mat. And then you don't have to wait. You can learn more about it and add it right to your shopping cart from there as well. Okay, so here is a really classic cathedral bead. Okay, so I was looking this up before the show started because I wanted to know more about cathedral beads. And what came up in my search was they were modeled after medieval cathedrals, like the tops of cathedrals. They're usually highly faceted, so they've got lots and lots of sparkle to them. And you can see that they've got some foiling on the end caps. So here we have like a metallic-y bronze foil. I have another one with like a really pretty silver foil we're going to look at here in a minute. So they've got these really cool textured ends to them with the color in the middle. So these are just so pretty. So they're just lovely. Now this is like a really pretty purple color. I'm going to show you the different ones, and then we're going to start to design with them. Oh, Hannah, that's not bad for the weather. That is nice. Oh, and hello, Julie from Colorado. One of our team members here works from Colorado, and she was showing us pictures of her puppy in the snow. That was fun. Okay, and then let's look at these, because these are so different than the last ones, but they're still cathedral beads. So these are black with a silver foil, and they're just so, these look to me Art Deco. These are really pretty. So if you love Art Deco, if you love vintage antique jewelry, that's what these just scream to me. They're so pretty. And it's fun to see them in person. I hope you guys are liking this because it's nice to be able to twist them and turn them and see all those different sparkles and facets. Now these are Czech glass, and they're just so pretty. Okay, and then I've got some kind of like a frosted crystal. Now these ones looked to me like when I first ordered them, I was like, oh, okay, those are gonna be pretty. But when I got them, they're like, wow, these are really stunning with that frosted glass and the metallic silver ends. So I thought those were so pretty. And of course you could mix these. You could do basically a black, white, silver design if you want to do something that could even be a piece of more formal jewelry. You can mix up the cathedral beads. Okay. And then they do come in different sizes. So I have this really big one right here. And this is very Victorian looking to me. See that with those pretty foiled end caps. And this one's nice and big. I know Michelle could probably tell you the actual dimension because I don't have it in front of me. But again, this is almost like a frosted matte kind of gray brown. It's really pretty. And then it's got that pretty foiled end in that bronze. So I love those guys. And they feel so good because they're Czech glass, of course. All right, and then let me go see. The mat I'm using is actually called a treasure mat, if you're curious. So lift up my camera. So it's got these great little cubbies, basically, that let you put your beads in them so they don't roll all over the place. So I like sorting my beads on these treasure mats. Okay, and then we've got this one, which is like a pretty amber color. So this is interesting because this one has pretty much the same color on the end cap, but it's a metallic of the color that's on the inside. So it's a little bit more subtle, but still those pretty facets. It's pretty like this textured top, that cathedral. And then Michelle and I were talking earlier and she was finding cathedral beads referred to as Gothic beryl beads. And I thought that was so cool. That just conjures up such a neat image. So I love those. And then I have some green ones, and the green ones are a little bit different. I love this. I'm seeing your guys' comments. Like, I love Julie's comment and Susie's comments. You like, yeah, these beads are great. And Mary Jane's, like, they're just so pretty. Okay. So these are like a really pretty emerald green. And then instead of having like the textured top, it's smooth, but it's almost like a Picasso finish. So that's a really interesting look too. And these are that pretty emerald green. And you could totally, like, you can combine these in a design. Like if we put the green and the purple together, that's going to be so pretty together. If you see that. Okay. And then I do have a little bit more to show you before we start designing. So there are two mixes that have cathedral beads in them. Now, I wish I had the sample of one. One is actually a cathedral bead mix. There's a little mix up getting me my sample, so I don't have it, but it's in the shopping bag. It's a really pretty cathedral bead mix. And then I also have this fairy forest mix, and this comes with cathedral beads in it. Look at that. So it's got this really pretty, I'd almost say it's like a peridot color with the cathedral bead. So if you love cathedral beads, this is such a pretty mix, and we're going to design with it. Beads are falling all over like they tend to do. But it comes with these clover beads and dagger beads. And I'm just going to kind of put some in my hand so you can see what's in this mix. And we're going to actually design with this mix today. We're going to do a memory wire bracelet and a pair of earrings because it just was calling to me to do that. But all Czech glass, but it came with these round beads and the daggers and these cute little flowery bead cap ones. But it's showing, what I like about it is it's showing how to use the cathedral beads with other beads. And so this mix does come with a bunch of cathedral beads in it. So if you're a big fan of cathedral beads, this is a good mix. And like I said, there is one other mix that's in there as well. I just didn't have a sample of it, but it's in that shopping bag. But such pretty beads. Okay, I'm going to start designing, guys. So I first off made a quick and easy earring. So I did this earring here with that mix. So I'm going to do that here for this class, and then we'll make a memory wire bracelet. So I'm going to scoot all these lovelies aside, utilize my little cubbies so that they're organized when I want to put them away. And they're just so pretty. Okay, scoot these guys up so that we can dump out the mix and start playing. Okay. And then of course you could definitely incorporate some of these with your mix, because like here it would add just a really nice bit of purple to it, and that could be really pretty with those greens as well. Okay, so we're going to dump this guy out. So many beads. Beads, beads, beads. Okay, so to make the earring, it's really quick and easy to do. So here was that sample again, and you see how that cathedral bead really sparkles up top here. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take a head pin, and I wanted one with a ball, so it has a little decorative element to it. And I'm gonna take one of the beads from this mix, one of these nice big bronze ones. So what was interesting about this particular mix, I was playing with it. I was like, you could do silver, you could do, I was playing with the different colors. Gold would look really good with it, silver. So you got gold, silver. And then if you're an antique brass fan, I thought antique brass actually went really nicely with these beads as well. I felt like it was one of those mixes that you could choose any metal color and it was still gonna look really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna take one of these little flowery beads and use it as a bead cap. So I'll just slide it down there so it rests on top of my bead. Oh, hello, Laura. Thank you for joining us. We're looking at cathedral beads today and designing with cathedral beads. And this is a bead mix. This is a bead mix that has cathedral beads in it too. Okay, so we're just gonna take it, and I've got my wire looping pliers. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a wrapped wire loop here. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of space above that last bead. Crunch it, bend it down, rotate those pliers up to the top and twist. And now I'm gonna pull it out. I've got too many tools here today. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take my fine nose chain nose. Oh, hello, Santa Barbara girl. Happy Wednesday. And I'm just gonna make some wraps. And I see Michelle just gave a great reminder that also in that shopping bag is our deal of the week. So we've started that in the new year here, is we have a deal of the week for every week of the year, and I've put it in the shopping bag. It's a really cool findings kit for brick stitch, which is neat. And it's at a really good discount. And speaking of discounts, if you are watching this live right now on Wednesday, the 15th, we are having a really great site-wide sale at Art Beads. So a lot of what you see is on sale. So check that out too. All right, so now I have a little eye pin, and I'm gonna take one of these clover beads because these are just too precious. So take a little clover bead, and I'm gonna put it through the hole. And I'm just gonna make a simple wire loop up top now. So I'm gonna use my wire looping pliers again to do a simple loop this time. So I'm not gonna leave quite as much space this time where the bead exit or the wire exits the bead. And just crimp it down and pull it over. So where it crisscrosses is where we're gonna cut. And I love it. Michelle said, it's our birthday. It is Art Bead's birthday. It's funny, I actually have a birthday banner up. You guys can't see it right now, but we had a little birthday party for my son's friend. And I have a big birthday banner up off to the side of me. So it's very appropriate. Oh, hello, Tina. And hello, Marianne. Okay, now let's grab one of those cathedral beads. And there's a lot of cathedral beads in this mix. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Hopefully you can see that too. But it's not just, they're all the same cathedral bead. There's not different styles, but of this really pretty green one with these foiled silvery tips, there's quite a few of them in this mix. Okay, so now we're just gonna do the same exact thing. We're just gonna create a little loop up top. And all the tools are in that shopping bag too, and the findings as well. So that's if you want to know more about them. And my cutters. So 25th birthday, 25 years old, good age. Okay, let's connect everything together now. So we're just gonna put this earring together, And you would be able to make so many pairs of these if you wanted to. So we're just going to slip on our other loop and then close it on up. And now we'll go to the other side and we're going to open up this loop. And we have our wrapped wire loop for this one. So we're going to slip on the wrapped wire loop, close it on up, and now we just need to put our earring hook on. So there we go. So really pretty, very easy to make earring. And I love the dangly earrings. That's my favorite. Okay, so for my earring hook, I've just got this really long, elegant one. This is kind of my favorite. This is just, it comes in silver and gold. It's a really nice size if I don't drop it. So I just think it's a good size, easy to fit on, and it's just a comfortable earring hook. Yeah, happy early birthday, Nancy. Okay, there we go. We made a pair of earrings. Okay, so here's our set, and then we're gonna make a memory wire bracelet because I think the memory wire bracelet is really gonna show off the beads. So got these earrings right here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read the comments as fast as I can. All the wonderful birthday wishes. Yes, happy birthday, Nancy. It's wonderful. Okay, you guys are the best community. I love the support and just the community. It's wonderful. Okay, so where do you find the shopping bag? Okay, so if you are looking at Art Beads, if you're on artbeads.com and you're watching this live, on the side of your screen should be what looks like a little shopping bag, either on the side or at the bottom. And if you just click on that, it's going to pull up everything you see here, all the different beads, all the different findings, and then you can look at them individually. You can add them to your cart, and I won't disappear. I should just shrink down for you, and you'll still be able to hear me and see what we're doing, and then you just click on my picture for me to get big again. And then if Michelle has any further information on that, she can definitely help because she is just a whiz at all of this. Okay, so this is some memory wire. Memory wire holds its shape, so it's nice. You can stretch it out. It's pretty flexible in terms of fitting different wrist sizes. This is a medium size, but it does kind of stretch out and then it'll go back. So it's a really good size, standard size. And so this is some scraps that are left over. It had 12 loops to begin with. Now it's probably got like 6 or 7, but you always keep the rest of it because you'll be using it for another project. So I think I'll do a memory wire bracelet that's several loops long. So I'm just going to cut it here. And you always use memory wire cutters for memory wire. Oh, good. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad I explained that well. Okay, so cutters, real quick, guys. If you've been making jewelry and memory wire for a while, you know this, but for anyone who hasn't, you have your regular jewelry cutters, right? This is what you saw me use to make the pair of earrings. I use this for my stringing projects. I use it for all sorts of different things. If I'm going to do some wire wrapping, these are the ones I use. Now, this is a memory wire cutter, and you can see it's very different looking if you look at the two side by side. This one is meant to cut memory wire, which is a steel wire, and is very, very strong. It has to be strong to retain that circular shape and not stretch out. So these cutters, you look at how thick that blade is, these are designed to cut it. If you were to try to cut it with these, most likely, and I've actually done it with this exact same pair before, so I can attest to this would happen. What would happen is you would end up with a little groove in your cutters, which is not what you want. It kind of destroys the cutters. So I have unfortunately wasted a pair or two of cutters by thinking I could do it with regular cutters. So if you're going to be making a lot of memory wire projects or any memory wire projects, a pair of cutters is really a must. So just that quick little note, because I want everyone's tools to stay in one nice piece and no one to damage their tools accidentally here. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this. And where's the end? Okay, so I'm gonna cut it here. And we can always cut it down later. Some people don't pre-cut their memory wire. You don't have to. You could bead as much as you like and then cut it towards the end. I just find it easier to have less to work with if I know I'm not going to have it be like 12 coils long. Okay, so here is my cut memory wire. And what we need to do is we need to have a way of the beads stopping when we start to string them on. So we're going to create a little loop at the end, and we're going to do that with our chain nose. You can use round nose too. Oh, Julie, you did it too with your pliers. I know. I think we've all done it. I think we've all like accidentally cut memory wire with regular cutting pliers. It's so sad. I hope you could have still used your pliers for a little bit longer. I hope it was in like the back of them where you would have been able to get away with it a little longer. Okay, so because memory wire is so strong, I like to use a stronger pair of chain nose. Like I said, round nose works too. I just find I have a better grip with these jaws to do it. And I'm going to make a loop going away from the inside because the inside is going to be where my wrist is going to be. Oh, you chipped the blade. Yeah, it happens. Like, it's just, this is really, really strong wire. Okay, so we're going to make a loop and we're just going to twist it. So we have a little loop on the end. Yep, we all have. Yep, I know. I've got a kind of like a pile, if you will, of cutters that are no longer usable. I use them for household things now. Okay, so we've got this. Now we just get the fun of putting beads on. So I normally just like to use the beads in a mix because I think it's fun to see what you can do without having to add any other beads to it. But honestly, I love these purple cathedral beads so much. And I think they go really, really well with the green. So I'm going to mix them in too. So the two types of beads I'm using for this particular project will be the Fairy Forest mix and the purple cathedral beads. And then I'm using the silver size medium memory wire as well. So I'm going to just string on a bead to start with, any of the beads. So just find the hole, string it on, and what's going to happen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoot this guy down. You can kind of twirl it, but I want to show you how he stops. So there you go. See how that little loop acted as like a bead stopper for us. So I know all my beads that I string on are not going to come off. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just whatever beads we want in whatever order you can string on. And this kind of is nice because we'll see all the pretty different beads here. I might want to use these ones with like a bead cap. Oh, that would be pretty. Okay, so I'm going to use the little flower ones as a bead cap for those nice big bronzy beads. And that will match the earring too then. Oh, thank you, PJ. I have fun. I have fun planning the shows. I have fun doing the shows. I'm very, very fortunate. Okay, and now I'm going to put in this purple one because it just goes so well. Okay, and you can do random or you can do a pattern. It is really up to you. I think memory wire bracelets are super forgiving that kind of like almost anything will look good. Oh, Susie's smart. She's saying she keeps her memory wire stuff in a separate box so she doesn't forget. That's really smart. Okay, so I strung some on. You can see what we have going here. So we've got that along the edges. Oh, thank you, Stacy. Okay, so I think I'm just going to do random, which is against my nature, but I think because all these beads are just so darn pretty. Oh, you also have these dagger ones. I don't think I'm going to put these in here, but these are in this mix. You've got some daggers. Okay, and the only one I'm not going to do random is I kind of want to do the little cluster of basically a flower bead cap, a bronze bead, and another flower bead cap. And thank you guys for the hearts. That lets me know you like what's happening here. There's also a little share button, which is the arrow. So if you ever want to share or if you come in late, These are all saved and archived as well. But how pretty is that coming? I love the colors. It is like a hand hula hoop, totally. Yay for hearts. Hearts from memory wire and cathedral beads. Okay, and I'm just going to keep kind of shuffling this down, adding it. It's kind of nice that there's this larger, like, silver lined crystal bead. It adds just a little bit of lightness to it, which is fun. And then another cathedral, and then another one of these guys. And what I tend to do is I like to kind of check after I've done several, just kind of check how my progress is coming. Yeah, slinky, totally a slinky. And that's pretty. And then I'm like, okay, well, I put a purple bead. Well, you know me. I try to do random, and then I have to have a little bit of symmetry. So I noticed I had a purple bead here, a purple bead here, and I haven't done a purple bead in a little while. So I'm going to put a purple bead on. And so I'll scoot that guy down. Maybe I'll do another one of these little clusters. I love Czech glass beads too. And these are all Czech glass. There's just something about, one, their feel, but also they just feel like vintagey and antique. There's just something about them that feels so, I don't know, timeless, if you will. Okay. Okay, there we go. And you can see how that's coming along. And we're just going to keep doing it. We're going to just keep adding our beads as we go. And then what we'll do is I'll show you how to finish it. So we'll just kind of keep going here. Kind of random. Yeah, so easy. I think that it's, you know, I do all type of jewelry making. I do bead embroidery, loom, bead weaving, kumihimo, you name it, wire wrapping. And there's sometimes you just really want a project that you don't have to like overthink, that you know you'll be able to make something really pretty fairly quickly. You know it's going to look great, and you just don't have to overthink, over prep. It's just like you just want to design something. You just want to play with beads. And that's how I feel memory wire is. Oh, Santa Barbara girl, I would love to go thrifting with you. I think we would have so much fun. I was, oh my gosh, I was thrifting the other day, and I think I found a new obsession, because I think you guys know I love my like vintage glassware from like the turn of the century, the, you know, like late 1800s, early 1900s. And I found this like patterned glass that has an Egyptian motif on it. Oh my gosh, I don't know where I put it. I might have to go get it for you guys before the show ends. I will. I'll go get it before I know right where it is. And it has this Egyptian pattern, and I was researching it online, and it's from 1882. And I think it's my new obsession. I have to find more of these pieces. There you go. So this is how it's coming along. I'm going to add another cathedral because the cathedral adds so much sparkle. Okay, guys, I'm going to go get that piece right now. I'm going to pause for 1 sec. Go get that piece because I have to show you. All right, I'm back. Look at how cool this is. I hope this shows up. This is an Egyptian motif in this antique glass from the 1880s. I love it. So now this is definitely going to be what I'm looking for from now on when I'm searching the thrift stores or the marketplaces or the flea markets. I love it. And look, I was doing this too with it the other day. I was like, look what it can do. It can hold all my beads. It can be my pretty bead holder. So I could not resist. But I was looking it up. They have little pictures. They've got creamers. They've got all these different things in this pattern from the 1880s. So I was so happy with this. But how pretty would that be? Like, this is what my dream is to have a hutch someday. I have a teeny tiny house, but to have a hutch and have all these vintage glasswares filled with beads. I think that would be such a pretty display. But for now, they just sit on my table or on my dresser, and sometimes I'll fill them with beads as I'm working. Yes, a great bead soup bowl, yes. Okay, let's go back to beading. I could talk all day about vintage glassware, but we'll go back to beading. Okay. Oh, an antique hutch, yes. So my grandma had an antique hutch, and my mom has it right now. But someday I will have it. That's kind of a known thing. And so I know in my future there is a beautiful antique hutch coming my way at some point. I love it, Marianne. All right, so we're going to keep adding. And you can see what's also nice about memory wire is you can chat, you can play, you don't have, like I said, it's not something you have to overthink. So it's really a fun, creative outlet that you just really play with. So I'll just keep adding to it. And another purple. Yeah, I think the purple really goes nice with this blend. Oh, Marianne, I'm a collector of history. I agree with you completely. That's how I see it too. I have some old like receipts from a bakery from like the 1850s, and it's so random. But it's just so special to have those pieces and just hold on to them. And it does. It feels like you're collecting history and preserving history. Oh, thank you, Janice. Okay, so here we go. And you can see how it's coming along. And we're just going to keep adding. I've only got about another full round to go. And you see what we've got so far. And that was just putting them on random. So you could change that and do like color blocking. You can do it where you have a pattern, but this is just random. Okay, I'm just going to keep adding. Ooh, I make wind chimes with it. Oh, that would be cool. I like that idea. Okay, it's fun to read all your guys' comments as I'm doing this. Okay, and again, this is the Fairy Forest mix. If you joined us a little bit late, I see we just had some people join us. We're looking at cathedral beads today, Czech Glass Cathedral beads, and then we're using the Fairy Forest mix, which has some, and then I also had to add in these little purple cathedral beads as well. So there we go. Oh, Santa Barbara girl, I would love to see your French Victorian bed. That has to be amazing. I love antique furniture. It's so beautiful. What I store my finished jewelry pieces in is a antique toolbox, like a wood one. I think it's from the early 1900s. I'm not exactly sure. It was a gift from my grandfather. But that's what I store my finished jewelry, because it's got lots of little drawers that are pretty narrow like this. And it's a beautiful, beautiful wood piece. But that's where all my finished pieces go. Okay, I'm just going to keep adding. We're kind of getting close here, guys. So here we go. There's all those beads, and they look so good together. They look so pretty. And we'll just keep adding. And And the only thing, again, the only thing that I'm kind of not doing random is this little cluster here of these 3 beads of like the bead cap and then the bronzy bead and another flowery bead cap. That's the only thing that I'm doing that's kind of set with a pattern for all of these, but the rest are nice and random. And I can tell we're getting close. So you're gonna wanna stop. It's between like 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch from the tip, from the end there. Okay, so just put on a few more beads. Okay, which do I wanna have my last bead be? Okay, so kind of can look at it, and that's actually a little bit long probably. So I might, let me scooch in an extra shiny bead in here. Put this one on and put this one on. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so when you think you're at the end of your memory wire, so you see how much is left? Like I said, I feel like it's between 1/4 and 1/2. You'll want to hold on to it and you'll kind of want to give it a shake. And you want to make sure at this point that all your beads have gone down and there's no gaps. Sometimes what will happen, these beads all slid on so easily, but sometimes you'll have beads that are a little bit tighter on the memory wire and you'll end up with like a little like gap of just exposed wire. And if you don't check, you might not know you have it. So you always kind of just, you know, scooch them on down, make sure every bit of the wire is covered in beads. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn this end. Oh, I would love a dangle with the squirrel at the end. That would be what I would put. I don't have one, but I would love that. Michelle, do we have any squirrel charms? Maybe an antique brass we might? Oh, you know what would also be good? I know we have a sterling silver acorn charm. Maybe Michelle can add that because that would be really pretty. I know there's a lovely sterling silver small, either acorn or pine cone. That would be really pretty. And I feel like there's a antique brass squirrel too on the website. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we're gonna just take this end and we're gonna turn it. So we got that sticking out there. Yep, this is memory wire in silver. It's a silver plate. Okay, and then we're just gonna turn it until it makes a loop. And we got a little loop. So now you have your bracelet complete. Your beads are not gonna fall off. Let me put these beads in their container so that we can kind of see this. I know it's kind of distracting with all these beads, but you get so many of them. Okay, let me put them back in my little dish because I wanna make a little dangle to hang from this. But I love the charm dangle idea of a squirrel or a pine cone or a fairy. So I know Michelle's working on that right now. I think she's adding it to the shopping bag. Okay, so you see lots of leftover beads, still a lot of cathedral beads in here too. And then we've got our bracelet right here. And you can see the way you put this on is you just kind of twist it on and you can wear it. And so that's the size medium and it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty forgiving because it does stretch out. Okay, so then you just take it off, it holds its shape, and that's why we use that memory wire cutter because this wire is really stiff and holds its shape, which is nice. Okay, so let's make a little dangle. So I'm gonna do it in silver. And so we can go back to our bead mix and pick out a couple beads. I feel like I have to do this because that to me looks like it's perfect for a little dangle. So let's just go ahead. Do this, could put it on the end, and then we're just gonna make a little loop. Now you can also, I didn't bring any jump rings, but if you wanted to, you can make a wrapped wire loop right here for the dangle and then hang it by a jump ring. That might be preferable. It might be a little bit more secure, but I think this will work too. But you might get a little more of like a dangle effect if you do that because it's gonna be hang a little lower. Okay, so then we just open up that loop and then we've got these loops waiting for us. So they worked as a bead stopper, but they also work as a area where you can connect something to like a charm or a dangle. Okay, close that on up. Okay, so then hanging here is our little dangle. So we can do that on the other side too, because each one. So I think on the other side, maybe I'll use that pretty cathedral bead. Put that on there. Make a little loop. Okay. All right, and connect it. All right, there we go. We finished our project. So here's our memory wire bracelet. So we got the little dangles. So it's really pretty, really easy. Oh, thank you, Santa Barbara girl. So I love the colors. The colors are so pretty. And then we made a little pair of earrings, and they were super quick and easy. So if you joined us a little bit later, you can always watch the replay. These are all archived. But we made a little matching pair of earrings to go with our bracelet, or I guess we made the earrings first. So we made a bracelet to go with our earrings. So here's your set made from that fairy forest mix. And then we just added in the pretty purple cathedral beads. So a pretty little set of jewelry, quick, easy, fun to do, and you still have a ton of beads left over as well. So that was fun. Also, if you're just joining us, please know that if you're seeing this live, Art Beads is having their 25th anniversary sale. So lots of items are on sale. So check that out too. We all love getting a good bargain too. So definitely check that out, guys. But this is fun. Thank you, Julie and Hannah. I'm going to flip my camera back up real quick. I'm wearing kind of a special pair of earrings I want to show you guys. They are in the shopping cart as well, but they're dear to my heart. So I'm going to show those to you guys. But let me flip this camera back up real quick. Okay. All right. So, yay, that was fun. Let me show you real quick here, because I know it kind of looks a little different with the different lighting. But here is that bracelet that we made with the little dangles and all those pretty beads. And then here are the earrings, so you can see, let's cover this one up, how that would look. So that's a nice length, the 3 dangles, so that's fun. And then what I'm wearing today are these earrings. So I'm a Seattle girl at heart. I live in California, and I've lived in California for a long time. I've lived in Portugal, I've lived different places, but I was born and raised in Seattle, and there are these little Seattle earring kits that we now have. This is a public market for the Pike Place Market, and a little Space Needle. There's also one that has like an Eiffel Tower and an airplane. So those are in the shopping bag as well if you want to take a look at them. They're really these fun little kits that you put together, super easy. But I was excited to see these because I actually got my wedding flowers at the Pike Place Market. I went and just bought 40 bouquets of flowers, and that's what I put in vases for my wedding. So yeah, fun. I liked them. I was really happy to see those, and I like wearing them because they remind me of Seattle. All right, thank you guys. Thank you, Georgina and Santa Barbara Girl and Julie. Thank you. Oh, and Alba from Netherlands. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, guys, if you have anything in your shopping bag and your shopping cart, don't forget to check out because, as you know, things in live shows do sell out quickly. So if there's something you want, definitely secure it by checking out your shopping cart. But this was fun. I love Czech glass beads. I love cathedral beads. It was fun chatting with you guys about antique furniture and vintage glass and our love of antiques and Victorian. I wish we could just go thrifting. Sometime we just have to have I don't know how we can do it, but I want to go thrifting or to a flea market. That would be so much fun. You guys take care. I will see you next Wednesday. Becky is going to be here tomorrow. So check out Becky tomorrow and Sarah on Friday. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye, guys. Take care. See ya. Oh, bye, Dee, as well. See you guys later, and Laura and Janice. Okay, bye, guys. Have a great rest of the week. I'll see you next week.